In her book about climate futures, aptly named What If We Get It Right?, Ayanna Elizabeth Johnson calls upon us to move beyond feelings of despair and instead explore possibilities. She reminds us, this calls for things we have in abundance: love, imagination, and a willingness to simply tend the world as best we can, without guarantee of success. In order to get it right, we need new and better ways to do almost everything. We need innovation.
I think it's probably one of the best times we've ever seen it in the ocean and water space. There's a lot going on. It's totally inspiring. My name is Matt Klassen. I am the Executive Director of TMA BlueTech here in San Diego. We're what is known as a cluster organization, which means we bring together industry, academia, policymakers, investors to advance the sustainable blue economy.
Yi Chao, I'm the founder and CEO of Ziehe, a startup company based in North San Diego. The first conference of Blue Tech before the pandemic came to San Diego, kind of inspired me to move my company to San Diego, set up the manufacturing place close to Scripps Institute of Oceanography, close to many of the Navy partners here, a lot of supply chain for Blue Tech. So really cluster around Center of Excellence in San Diego, focus on ocean and blue technology.
My name is Annie Effinger. I work for Cal Coffee here at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography. What's cool about Cal Coffee is we're like this conglomerate of a bunch of different groups of people that are trying to work together to understand this ecosystem off of our California coast. Cal Coffee was an innovative project for its time and continues to be. We are improving our programs in a way that is easily accessible and usable by a bunch of different people. At the end of the day, I hope that data will be part of making and implementing policy that will help protect the ocean.
As far as the San Diego ecosystem and how we have several partners who are contributing towards the growth of innovation and new technologies. And what's interesting about Scripps is there's science, right? And there's research. And sometimes from that come solutions.
Hi, I'm Roddy Malco. I'm the founder and CEO of Blue Lotus Energy, and we're turning ocean waves into clean electricity. One of my first times ever surfing, a large wave grabbed me, smashed me to the seafloor, and as I came up all scraped up and spitting out salt water, I thought, wow, there's a ton of power in the ocean waves. And kind of in a eureka moment, I thought, wow, maybe there should be a device that can turn this power into electricity. And from there, I just started experimenting and prototyping and figured out something that works. When I had the first opportunity, I moved our startup here to La Jolla. La Jolla is such a great place to innovate and get to know people in the blue tech space. You can literally run into other oceaneers on your walk to get coffee.
Yeah, ocean is applied field. It's very interdisciplinary. It takes a lot of people, institutions to be successful. Organization like TMA Blue Tech is important.
So right in the heart of science come solutions which might have commercial applications, which have a direct and positive impact on ocean health. So it's a really wonderful place to be.
The mission of Ziehe is to develop a cost-effective platform to carry a variety of different sensors and to collect data in the ocean. One of the biggest limitations for this underwater robotic is the battery limitation. We're using phase-changing materials to turn the thermal energy into a mechanical expansion. When you turn into a volume expansion, we build a pressure, run a turbine, generate electricity.
You might have a scientist say, like, I think I found a solution that will help, and one of our member companies, has that solution. They're a startup, right? But it's basically seeing the problem through the lens of science and then coming up with the solution in the form of a technology that addresses that issue.
My name is Riley Meehan. I'm the director of the Scripps Sandbox Makerspace. One of the things that I try to do in the makerspace is make this a place for people to connect. The friction involved in having to talk to people along the way is a necessary friction that provides opportunity for iteration in the process. I'm learning that the more innovative approach to doing things is focusing less on the technology and the tools and more focusing on the ways we're doing things, making sure that we're noticing appropriately, making sure that we're involving many stakeholders early on. We're in a place where innovation has more to do with a behavioral change than it does have to do with developing new technology.
Collaboration has to be the most important part because there are lots of amazing inventors and inventions out there. And sometimes you can start with an invention and try to find a market for it, but it's a lot better to try and solve a real problem, or at least talk to people who have a real problem.
It's very important to take a team of different expertise to promote this technology, to mature the technology.
If you can get that feedback, then instead of just inventing whatever your mind can create, you can really invent something that will help people. And here at Scripps, the oceanography is in the name, so everyone here has deep knowledge about the ocean, about their needs in the ocean, and the challenges of working there. So being able to talk to any expert or person in this, the Scripps and the Star Blue community was super valuable.
Scripps is like at the forefront of marine and atmospheric research. It's always lovely to work with highly intelligent people that are very keen on working together.
Innovation is about tech and tools, and it's about community and relationships and finding ways to work together.
My call to action would be for anyone who can to go out to the ocean as soon as they can and take a big look at it and see just the awesome, huge, beautiful resource that there is, and think of ways that we can clean it up, that we can re-energize it, and just take care of it.
If you are interested in the ocean space or the water space, anything that touches water, now is the best time that has ever been in human history to be involved. And so you just got to jump in. You may not know where you're strong, but if you just jump in and see where your strengths and interests take you, you're going to find your niche. And it's well worth the effort.
How will we get it right? There is a blue wave of creative people forming an innovation ecosystem near you. Where will you jump in?